Hello Sagittarius, this is your April forecast. Well, it's a big month because we're still in the eclipse season, which started last month on March 20th when we had the new moon solar eclipse, which happened here in your fourth house of home. And we take these eclipses in pairs because they can have an effect for up to 6 months afterwards. So the new moon solar eclipse happening in your home area, Sagittarius, for many of you, you may be thinking of moving, of selling, of renting, of moving country even, but certainly some emotional changes to do with home, with family, all these things up for grabs happening during these next few months that are triggered by this eclipse. And then on April 4th, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse, and this eclipse is happening for you, Sagittarius, in your 11th house. So we've got this fourth house of home, your security, your stability, your family, changes happening in that area. The moon always brings change. And here we've got this full moon lunar eclipse happening in this 11th house. And this is the house of your dreams, of your wishes, of maybe some of your things you've been hoping for. This lunar eclipse may shine a light on them, and maybe things haven't quite worked out how you had expected, how you had wanted them, how you had hoped things to work out. And this lunar eclipse is particularly powerful and emotional because we've got a square happening to Pluto. We've got the square still ongoing between Pluto and Uranus, and the opposition happening here to this fifth house for you. So being triggered greatly by this moon is probably going to be your finances, your security, your stability, what you do creatively to create money, and do you enjoy your job? Do you enjoy your work? What are you doing in your friendships? There's maybe some emotional occurrences happening with friends. Maybe it's time to end relationships. Maybe it's time to look at joining some different groups. But there's just a lot of change happening, and you may reevaluate what your dreams and wishes are. This lunar eclipse may cause you to change your priorities. Maybe you've had a big priority about making lots of money and getting secure. Maybe you'll change that priority. Maybe that will become less important to you. And maybe the priority will be to connect with some very special people. And that will be the first thing. But there'll be some changes, or maybe there's a priority now to get into a relationship, or get out of a marriage, or to change the form of a friendship, or somebody maybe moves away and a relationship becomes a long distance one. There's so many meanings to the chart, and of course on the general forecast I'm just picking out little snippets for you, which is very different than when you would have a personal reading. Now on the April the 6th we've got Uranus and the Sun coming together in a conjunction. This is surprises, surprise, surprise. So it could be a surprise romance, a surprise business opportunity, a surprise connected with a child or a young person. But it could be just something new coming in. Now, Jupiter has been retrograde since December, and on April 8th goes direct. And Jupiter is a planet of good fortune, of abundance, of opportunity. And in your 9th house, Sagittarius, it may be that there's been some stuckness. Maybe you've wanted to organise a trip, haven't been able to organise it. Maybe you've wanted to even move overseas and it's been stuck. Maybe some business with people from overseas or some kind of international connection hasn't moved forward, and now it can move forward again. Same with a court case. Anything legal can move forward, or a new opportunity coming in, or you may get a different attorney or counsellor. This also brings opportunity for publishing, for getting information out there. So if you're wanting to get published, or you publish yourself, it's a great time to do it between now and the beginning of August, when Jupiter is going forwards. And for the first 11 days of this month, we've got Venus and Mars here in this 6th house. And Venus and Mars together, it's a nice combination. Venus takes the edge off what could be an abrasive energy of Mars. So Venus and Mars here give you an opportunity to go ahead with your exercise program, to maybe join a walking group or a running group. It's also a nice aspect connected with your work, your workplace. There could be some good news happening, or if there's been some difficulties, things can be smoothed and they can move forward more easily for you. With Mars there all month, because on April the 12th, this Venus goes into your 7th house here, Sagittarius, of relationships. Wonderful place for Venus to be, belongs in the 7th house naturally, and so this is a lovely time for a new romance to come into your life. It's a great time for an existing relationship to have romance re-injected into it. And Mars, as I said, all month in this 6th house, so really good time to do anything connected with your health, be proactive about it. It's also a very good time for going for job interviews, for going after work, for being proactive. And also a very good time for volunteering your services for something that means a lot to you. Now, on April 15th, we've got Mercury also coming into this 6th house, so good time for interviews, for sending out CVs, resumes, and also a good time for learning anything connected with health and healing and well-being, and maybe even writing about it. And on April the 18th, we've got a lovely new moon at 28 Aries happening in your 5th house. It could be a new romance. It could be a new business idea. It's a lovely time for just doing something fun, for celebrating, for bringing out that child within you that's playful. Because Sagittarius, you need fun. You are the sign of comedy, of seeing the funny side of situations. So use this new moon in a way to really energize the fun and the pleasure and the jokes and the funny videos. Really energize that because it's uplifting. And on April 21st, we've got the Sun coming into this house of health, showing you maybe what you need to do more clearly with your well-being, and also showing you maybe a new direction or a clearer direction in your work area. April 22nd is certainly a day for a little bit of celebration. This could be a lovely romantic aspect, somebody doing something nice for you, or maybe a surprise trip or a trip away, traveling somewhere overseas where you've always wanted to go to. But it's certainly a lightness day amidst all the rest of the aspects, some of which, especially the moon energies and the eclipses, can be quite challenging simply because they bring change. But don't be frightened of change. Luckily you are a mutable sign, so many of you are able to flow with those changes as long as you've got enough variety and interesting things in your life. I want to thank so many of you who got in touch with me, who were caring, sent me love, positive energy. It made all the difference in the world. And I am so grateful to you. You really, really helped me. So thank you. And I wish you a great month. Bye for now.